underdogs with liquor swabs. It was written in my diary to start a war. I'm feeling infamous, immortal with my technique. A revolutionary shining with diamond teeth. Young Don Cartagena, excuse my demeanor. This the glamour life, you still not a player, you ain't half as nice. I'm born again, life after death. I made the sacrifice, I'm super duper fly. Used to keep them hypnotized. I said my name is Juice.
And, Coach, we come at you from the shores of Lake Erie. EA Sports has the coverage of the NFL from First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The dog pound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with Phillip Rivers and the Los Angeles Chargers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Now Jones. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
Well, that return gives them a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. Nifty move by Gordon. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. 38 yards on the scamper there.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him. But don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Yeah, nobody leaked. Big play. A first down throw here for Rivers. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended target, and it's second down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw again. Rivers. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. E.J. Gaines the one that time to knock it away.
They had a good chance to get the first points of the game on the board, but what a great job defensively, getting a hand in there, knocking it away, and preventing that first touchdown.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And incomplete here on 3rd down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And that is no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
The first carry for a former 49er and also a former Buckeye. It's Carlos Hyde. This will go for 5 up to the 33.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. And complete here to Carlos Hyde. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17. Baker Mayfield, obviously the #1 pick overall. That was controversial, though. What ultimately made the Browns go in his way?
Well, post-draft, I did hear a Browns executive talk about the efficacy of Baker Mayfield. In other words, how people rally to him, how people respond to him. He talked about seeing him at a workout, how he showed up, yelled out to the other guys. They yelled back with the same response, ran right to him, and they were ready to start the...
And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Now Gordon on first down. And he's brought down. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get, because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
Second down, Rivers. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the third time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead.
Hey, Rocket!
Third and long for Rivers. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And some space here. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception #1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back seven on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
First down, a run with Hyde. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
All right, now, look at 56. Detroit! 56!
Mayfield now on second down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Gordon. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Melvin Ingram. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Good! All right, now, look at 56. Look at 56. Detroit!
From the gun, Mayfield. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
No. Check. Patriot. Over.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. Oh, good move. And he'll get this up to about the 40. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
Back now to begin the 2nd quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Chargers here with a football. They've got it 2nd and 4 to start things out. Rivers now. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes this down deep into Cleveland territory. Rivers to Allen on the hook up there. 45 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better.
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers are able to strike for 6. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. This will be fielded at the 8. And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return that warms the heart of a special teams coach. He'll be pushing us next time, Brandon, to make sure his guys are introduced in the starting lineups. These guys have such an influence on every game. The unsung heroes, remember, they have their own meetings, their own practice time, heck, their own spot on the bench in order to be ready to play each and every week.
Gone! 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 Gone!
They go play action here on 1st down. Flushed out right. And this one grabbed by Darren Fowles. And he'll get it down deep into Los Angeles territory. That goes for a gain of 31.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
They'll give to Hyde. Trucks over him. And now running right through it. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
2nd down, Mayfield. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Jarvis Landry, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. So out come the Chargers. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Block 15.
1st down, Rivers. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep. And that's caught inside the 35. It's a big one there for the Chargers. 57 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
12. Here we go.
From the red zone now, Rivers. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rivers. And it'll be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And the return won't go anywhere. They'll be back deep in their own territory at the 2-yard line. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range. But boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
To throw, Mayfield over the middle, complete. It's Gordon, and he's able to get this up just shy of the 15. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone.
Lucky 56.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. Flush to his right. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Gordon. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
4 down. Detroit!
Here's Mayfield. And this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get
they?
that little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away, and it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Handoff comes to Hyde. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. This quarterback now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney.
High. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Mayfield now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there. But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Mayfield. Over the middle, complete. It's Gordon. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. Now a play fake here on first down. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Lucky 56.
They go play action. Mayfield. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first. Mayfield off the play fake. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Corey Legion with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And Bailey able to knock it through. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, Sturgis out now to kick this one off. This one taken just inside the 10. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll be a second down. Here's High. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. The Browns on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Hey, all right now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Play fake. Mayfield. He'll rifle this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Josh Gordon, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns add on to their lead. And he'll bang that one through. Bailey now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there.
Hey, Rocket.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. Now a hit, and Rivers lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for a Browns TD. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
Bailey got the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
Rivers on first down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab it, and that'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
On 3rd down, Rivers. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down. On 1st and 10, Rivers escaping the pressure right. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Terrence Mitchell. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown.
Hey, you start to feel sorry now for the young man throwing the football. This is really turning into a disaster.
Listen, it's baptism. Right? This is almost a rite of passage. This young in the league, go back and find a Hall of Fame quarterback and check their records for their first 2 years, especially if they started the bulk of the games. I'll bet you'll find double-digit interceptions on just about every one of them. They have to learn as they go along.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, Rivers. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. That goes for a gain of 31. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 44-yard line. Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10.
Red. They're 180. They're 180.
To throw again. Rivers. This is Gordon on the dump off. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another 1st.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. And we're back now here in Cleveland. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Rivers now on 2nd down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Following the interception, Mayfield. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Josh Gordon, 92 yards. And the Browns continue to roll. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this, saying, all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
Now Jones. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers and Rivers after the sack. Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. And the pressure gets to him again. Emmanuel Ogbah. He's the one to get him this time. And back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Drew Kaiser now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, this ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But, you know, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is, and I'm glad that you went in that direction because otherwise we're going to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also impressive.
Which was also very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they put it all together. And I got to tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
Now a 2nd down throw for Mayfield. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett. And maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a quarterback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. Following the interception here, Rivers sets up the screen to Gordon. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now a 2nd down throw for Rivers. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
The Chargers on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And it's complete. Henry. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Rivers now to throw on first down. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Larry Ogunjobi in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
Hey, I'm going to go load it. Load it. Keep it skinny. Hey, go orange.
Second down, Rivers. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. What a difference a week makes. Last week, he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week, he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
He's got a man. It's Williams. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this.
White. Set. Delta. Mike 52. Mike 52.
First down, Rivers. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off down near the 5. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Here's Hyde as they begin on the ground. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches.
Gun!
From the gun, Mayfield. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Gordon. And he'll be taken down deep into Charger territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 61 yards.
The well-executed slant routes are based on timing, and that one was hit just right. Ball out of the quarterback's hands quickly, right to the receiver. He catches it on the run, and you saw the end result. Big-time run after catch. They love those rack yards.
To throw, Mayfield. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Well, the lead late in the 4th, but Mayfield's going to throw it. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Trevor Williams with a pick. Powers through. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. Landry, the intended target. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
23 yards on the play. A first down throw here for Rivers. And it's complete to Henry over the middle. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the fourth. On 1st and 10, Rivers. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Jabril Peppers, a former first-round pick there on the coverage.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. On 2nd down, Rivers again. And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers and Rivers after the sack. From the gun, Rivers. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Travis Carey. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Tries whatever's going on between his ears right now. It's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever is trying to...
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.